Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray here in Memphis, Tennessee. We roll into our 16th year on the air. And yes, I did accept a new position. People have asked about that. I am the new managing editor of the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News magazine, which will celebrate its 30th anniversary next year. Don't ask me why I'm doing it. I'm 73 years old, but I want to keep on working, I guess. Frank Barton sitting in with me this morning. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning again, Larry, and good morning, everybody.
And we have a special listener. He's just sitting over listening because he wants to hear this next interview. Is my good friend Ron Wong, our fishing guru. And hey, you know, already her phone is ringing. Her phone is ringing. She is so popular that her phone rings. Is that your phone, Kim Rhode?
How are you guys?
We're doing great. Thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. It's always a privilege to have Kim on. So many fans here, so many fans around the world. She is back from Rio. I've seen so many things. Back for the 6th time and with a bronze medal. And I've got to ask you, Kim, so much went on. I've seen you in so many interviews. I've had so many reports that you didn't get coverage. Somebody says you did get coverage. You were interviewed after it's over. Tell our listeners the experience of Rio and maybe the after effects of it.
Well, Rio was incredible. The people were so sweet. The beaches were absolutely gorgeous. And, of course, the Olympic Village, you know, had its moments and little things about it, but overall it was an incredible Olympics. The people came together. Everybody had a wonderful time. And, of course, the competition, the facility was beautiful. So I have to say that whether it be the gold, the silver, the bronze, I'm just happy to have walked away with a medal. I think I worked twice as hard for the bronze. And I think my nerves, I think overall I lost at least 10 years of my life.
Oh, come on now.
And the stress of it all. But it was fantastic, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of memories.
Does that mean that Tokyo is in or out?
Well, of course, Tokyo's in. I have to try for 7. I think that's just the competitor in me coming out. So it'll definitely be 7. And if LA gets the 2024 bid, I will most definitely have to go for LA, which is where my hometown crowd is, and everybody, you know, I love and has been so supportive of me over the years. So it might be anher 2 Olympics. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. And I know that this one, the afterthoughts about it, Kim, because I know you were you were interviewed so many times about the coverage of the firearms during the Olympics and things along that line. So, and you were talked about some changes in laws in your own state. Tell our listeners what's going on.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of activity over the years in the Olympics. When I first went to the Olympics, we got very little coverage. And each year we've really pushed the envelope and tried to bring more awareness and more positiveness about our shooting sports. And we've seen that grow at each Olympics. From 1996 to the 2016 Olympics, it's really been night and day. Mm-hmm. But like always, we're always wanting to push that envelope, get more media out there, and also really showcase the sport for what it is, truly a sport. And being that I live here in California, we had, you know, Governor Jerry Brown just signed 6 bills into order, and basically they're very, very harsh and very hard on our shooting sports. And in some cases, I think will be, you know, basically kind of killing my sport in you know, some aspects, being that you can't loan a gun to somebody if you're coaching them, or if you are trying to teach Boy Scouts or something like that, you can't give them a shell or loan them a gun to be able to teach the education side, the responsibility, the discipline. And, you know, it becomes very challenging for people to want to start a sport when they have to go out and spend a lot of money purchasing all these things to just try it and see if they even like it. So there's a lot of things coming down here in California. We're fighting for our rights, and
Yes.
it's very important that people recognize, these rights and really stand up and fight for them.
Well, and again, we're talking to Kim Rhode, six-time Olympian, bronze medalist at Rio, and I know, Kim, there's one thing that I have in my office. I have the Wheaties box when Denny Brower became the first fisherman ever to be put on Wheaties, and I look and I say, why has Kim Rhode never been on the cover of Wheaties?
Yeah, but she's on something else.
I know what she is. Yes, she's on that box of shells. I know that for a fact. Her and John Wayne and things along that line. But I tell everybody, if I ever make a hole-in-one in golf, I'm quitting, okay? I may step aside when you get that Wheaties because I think you deserve it, young lady.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I have to say, though, it is, I think, a greater honor for me to be on that Winchester AA box. Not to take anything away from Wheaties. I mean, that would be incredible, too. But I am so humbled by the whole Winchester AA box, I have to say, because it's such an elite group of people that I've had the honor to be on there with. So, they surprise me each and every time.
Don't they do that? And that's what. And you're such a spokesman for the NRA. You're never going to give that up, and take time to do any kind of things that you want to. And we were talking to Kim off the air there a little bit. The family is so important to you, also. How old is Carter now?
My son, he's 3,
Man.
And he's quite the handful.
Yeah, and I'm assuming, did the family go to the Olympics, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes.
My husband, my son, and my parents were there, as well as a couple family friends. And my husband had my son cheering, "Go, Mommy, go,"
Yes,
in the stands. So it was very cool for me, being my first Olympics. I was 16, basically a kid myself, and then coming to this Olympics and being a mom and really having my son there and cheering me on. It's just a really incredible moment as a mother.
and I know, as a mother, and does Carter realize what his mother does now?
Oh, he definitely, I think, has a grasp of it, especially when the crowd was cheering. They said he was really getting into it, but we still have to keep in this perspective that he is 3. But
yes.
I hope that he'll remember these memories, and we'll look back on it, and hopefully there'll be another Olympics in 4 years down the road where he can do it again.
Well, he was actually part of the Olympics in London too, right? I mean, he was. He was.
I was pregnant in London.
Yes, and part of that and comes up. So what happens now if you look for Tokyo? As you do after 6 of these things, anything different? You said your nerves are really tough in Rio. There was so much going on around you. Is Tokyo? What will you do different, maybe, that you didn't do at Rio?
Well, one thing that I'm definitely doing is I'm basically getting back into the swing of things. So
Good.
I leave the end of this month for a selection match for the World Cups and World Championships for next year.
Where is that
as well
at?
as I have World Cup finals in Rome, Italy next month. So, I got a lot of things coming up, a lot of wonderful events, and so I'm still training and just plucking away one thing at a time. Tokyo's 4 years away. I gotta be present.
Yes, you do. Yes, and I know when you go to these other events, you've been to Uzbekistan, hadn't you? I mean, have you?
I've been to Azerbaijan.
That's it.
And some of these incredible places. Yeah, I've been to Azerbaijan, and I've been to United Arab Emirates.
There you go.
And so some pretty amazing places over the years.
Never thinking when you got out of high school at Aurora High School in El Monte, California. In fact, Ron Wong is here because he knows where are you from, Ron?
Sacramento, California.
Okay, so he wanted to, he likes to talk to somebody that's near his home when it comes
Same
to
state anyway.
Same state and everything. So right now, the time off from Rio, was it draining? Was it more physically draining or mentally more draining?
I would say it was about 50-50, but I think that in that final round when I was in all those sudden death shootouts, definitely more mentally draining, I have to admit. I by the time that the shoot-offs were done, I was pretty wiped out and pretty exhausted. And, of course, that's when all the media starts. So we had a long night, but it was incredible. I mean, you're on such a high from representing and winning and, training 4 years for that singular moment. You're obviously, like me, not going to miss a moment of it. No,
you're not. You're going to soak up the moment and everything. Well, Kim, thank you again. Thank you, Mom Sharon, for setting this up. And you have so many fans in the Memphis, Tennessee area. Of course, you got fans all over the world. You are our spokesman, and thank you for taking time on this Saturday morning to be with us. And I don't believe in luck. I believe in faith. And I know that whatever you want to do, girl, you go for it, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a great day, all right?
Same to you guys.
All right, thanks. Kim Rhode. Let me.
The media didn't give a lot of play on it, but social media has got a different spin on things, and it can. So the word, as you know, the word about what Kim did, mushroomed and flashed across lots of Facebook feeds and various other, tweets and.
Well, it's
so a lot of people knew about it relatively quickly because we were all at the outdoor show, the Outdoors Extravaganza.
Yeah,
and I put it out there, and then I started getting calls or tweets from other people that they were telling me about it. So there were a lot of people that were watching that morning.
Well, I went to check on some of this, and a survey conducted by. I don't know what 538 is. That it found that shooting was ranked as one of the least popular events at the 2016 Olympics. Well, if you don't get coverage, it's hard to get a lot of stuff. But I'm just grateful to have Kim Rhode on our show. Let me tell you about next week. Got to get out of here. Ron Wong will be back because we're going to have Jimmy Houston on next week's show. The one and only Jimmy Houston.
Bring your camera.
Yeah, celebrates his 50th anniversary.
I will look like him.
You will look like him? Oh, my goodness. That gets me really concerned. All right. And again, we're going to talk to Josh Lantz of Wild Game Innovations about the new bomb sim. Kevin Howard is going to be talking about Browning crossbows, which I just got. And Julie McQueen, co-host of Brotherhood Outdoors on the Sportsman Channel, will be on with us. And also Terrence Williams. We're going to talk Zink Mallard Whistle. That's the new one from Zink. And, Frank, I know you got some sure shot right there I gave you. We're going to talk some duck hunting on next week's show. Working on a lot of guests. Thank you, Greg Ratliff, for taking care of us. Thank you, Frank Barton, for being here.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Ron Wong, for sneaking in here as you only can do. So this is Larry Ray, man of many jobs, many duties, and everything else in between. Go to lroutdoors.com. Got some new stuff on there. And we'll see you next week. And don't forget that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.